What up, what up? We are back on, once again, the Life As I See It podcast, but this is the special woman's edition, and I have a special guest with me. This is Life As She Sees It. I got my special guest, Tara, is in the building. Tara, say hi to the people.
Hi.
Like I said, every guest we have, like for these like female podcasts, they always do that. They're just like, hi. Like, like they're nervous. Like, are you nervous? Paquito, no mucho? She's like, what did he just say? She's white, okay? So she gets a pass, y'all. So we got Tara on the show. She's a friend, or she's the wife of a good friend of mine. And she's hilarious. And so I had to have her on at least one of these podcasts, especially to speak on, women's issues and things like that. So the funny thing, before we even started, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Before we started, I asked her, I said, what do you think we should start? Where do you think we should start at? Like, all these, we got all these different topics we looking at. Where you want to start at? She chooses the sex brothels. So there's sex robot brothels out there. So let's talk about this, people. Yeah. He's always like, what? He's always shocked. Yes, sex brothels are not only like an idea, they're actually already real.
Yes.
So yes, they are real. They are real in none other than Canada, I believe.
Don't they have that bunny ranch, though, too, in Nevada?
Yes, the bunny ranch, but that's real people.
Okay, so you're talking about the robo-brothel.
Right, these are robots.
Robot bitches.
Yes, these are robot bitches, like he said. So they have sex robot brothels. So what exactly is it? It's a place where people can, this is what the description says. It's a place where people can go to interact with sex toys designed to look like women. So there's some very realistic elements, but they're not full autonomous robots. Like, they're not going to basically fuck you back.
It's not Westworld yet.
Right, it's not Westworld. Yeah, like the robot's not going to start grinding on you. You're going to be like, man, she got skills. Like, she start twerking on you now. They ain't doing all that. But there is a Canadian-based company called Kinky's Dolls. I don't know. It's Kinky S Dolls or something like that. But they wanted to make a trip across the border. They wanted to put one in Houston. So... of Texas, really, of all the states that you're gonna try to put something like that into, like
conservative state,
right? Why would you choose I would think you would choose.
They'll shoot you.
California. I would think, or something like that. I would think it would fit better in a place like Cali or something like that.
Depends on if it's north or south.
True.
North would probably do well.
North? You don't think the South would?
They're a little more conservative in Southern California.
Really? With Hollywood and everything? I really feel
bit.
Like...
Yeah.
But it's a mostly liberal state, but there are some more, there's some rich people there. And
yeah, that's true. What about like New York?
Liberal as hell.
I think they would do it. They should do it because that's a city that never sleeps.
Right.
So they like always got customers.
I mean, probably.
I would be down. What did I say? Never mind. So,
You'd be down to open a robo brothel.
So basically what they said is to give you a picture of the functionality, they said, imagine that someone put Siri inside of a hyper-realistic silicone human body, and then she could talk to you in that voice and everything. Like, she could respond to you. So that she can talk to you. She can dirty talk, I guess. Wow. She just can't fuck you back. So... there was some concerns with this. So the mayor of Houston, he was like, this is his quote. He said, "This is not the kind of business I would like to see in Houston." Meanwhile, like, Houston's like, it's Houston. Right. I'm sitting there thinking like, bruh, it's Houston. Sure. I try like the capital of lean. Right. It was like killing all these kids, but I digress. He said, certainly this is not the kind of business the city is seeking to attract. So he doesn't want that in Houston. There is one location. Oh, the location I found, it's in Toronto. $80 for 30 minutes. And if you double down and go for a full hour, you can get it for $120. So there you go. At least the prices.
It's a BOGO.
Yeah, wow. But at least the prices are comparable. Like, if you're gonna go and get like a real human, like, woman, those are about the prices you would see on like Backpage or something.
Oh, what is it?
Don't ask me how I know it. I'm just saying the prices are comparable. Like, at least it's not something exorbitant because it's a robot. Because if it was like Apple, if Apple made the robots, it'd be like $1,000 for like an hour. So we already know.
Well, they'd probably actually fuck you, so.
That's.
Leave it to Apple.
I like that. That's true. But here's the thing, though, that we're not thinking about, and this was something that I didn't even think about when I was reading this article. They're not talking about the cleanliness of the whole situation, because that's the big argument. The big argument is that, it's that gets made into a sexual intercourse is you gotta replace 50% of the bodies, you know what I mean, every time somebody, just over time, you just gotta always change these things out because of the cleanliness. Somebody's gotta be in there cleaning all these sex toys every time somebody uses them. Now, are you gonna trust a business to actually have employees that actually give a fuck enough to want to go clean someone else's cum off of another?
Probably as much as you trust an actual prostitute.
Thank you. Exactly. So that is the big issue here. I feel like it's not even the fact that it's the sex robots. I feel like it's the cleanliness issue.
Yes.
Because you can barely get people to fucking do their job now. Like, who wants to be the designated cum cleaner? Like,
that's a job. That's a job.
Not I.
Right, exactly. Nobody wants to be that guy. Well, there might be some people that want to be that guy, but that's neither here nor there.
That's your job title? Clean up cum?
Yeah, you're the...
There's no cum dumpster. It's just the
cum cleaner.
The cum cleaner.
I like that. It has a nice ring to it. That's a nice position. That would be a lower level position.
You go to school for that?
Yes, they get a degree for that. Yeah, if you go to college, you're getting a degree for that. Most of the women know. I'm joking. I digress. That was bad. I shouldn't have said that.
I think I'm opposed to the idea of the robo-brothels. Because I think it desensitizes human sexuality, and if you just get used to telling something to do whatever you want, do you start to carry that over? Do you expect actual women to do what you want?
That's very true. I did not even think of that. I mean, besides the fact that the major part of that is you're right. It would take away the human aspect. It would be worse than porn, I think. Because you know how porn, they say over time people get their minds all fucked up from it, then they can't even interact with a real person because all they know is the porn. I feel like that's what would happen.
I just don't think you'd even be fulfilled by a robot. I mean, part of humans is like that carnal attraction and producing, and that's all part of what sex is supposed to be about. So I don't know. I just don't even see anyone just using that as their only. I'd have to say you either have a fetish or you're just that desperate.
And that's what I was going to say. I feel like something like this would cater to that market. The people that are all into the whole fetish thing, where regular sex doesn't do it for them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, a bitch got to break their pinky and spit on them for them to get off. They're like, oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Do the other one. Relax, bro. Fucking relax.
That's crazy. There's
people out there like that, though. I mean, I feel like that would cater to a niche market, which is why it's in Toronto.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Toronto people. I don't know what to tell y'all, but y'all got some weird shit up there.
Canadians, man.
Back to America, we need to talk about this. So being that this is the women's edition of the show, we got to talk about Georgia. So y'all probably already know where I'm going with this. It's the Georgia bill, the abortion bill. We don't get super political on here, so we not finna do that right now. What we finna do, though, is we about to give y'all some pretty stern opinions. And we got, like I said, I got my female representative here to speak from a woman's perspective, because I am not finna mansplain y'all. Y'all already know. Not finna do it. So, with that being said, Tara, I'm gonna let you take the floor on this one. So what is your thoughts when you first heard about it? What are you thinking about this bill, from what you know about it?
Major eye roll.
Right.
I think this is complete bullshit. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what they think that they're gonna gain by banning abortion. Mm-hmm. I mean, what are women gonna do? Commit suicide? Dump their baby in the dumpster?
Mm-hmm. Crazy shit.
They'll kill them. Yeah, kill themselves. Mm-hmm. It's just, I just don't think they're gonna accomplish much, and
they're not, and that's why I feel like it's really fucking stupid. I was reading about it, and I was like, I think there was even a point where they said that they were trying to make it so that a woman couldn't even have an abortion, whether it was rape or incest.
Correct.
That's fucked up, dude.
It is fucked up.
Right.
Alabama is the one that wants to propose the most strict. And that one has one exception to abortion, and that's if it poses a serious health risk to the mother. That's the only time you can abort.
Wow.
That one did not pass.
Thank God.
But that bill was intended to essentially overturn Roe v. Wade, which is
right, and that's what
not gonna happen.
Right. Well, that's another thing that I read, and I saw that they said that at least 10 other states are trying to make some kind of bill to basically overturn Roe v. Wade. They're basically saying that all these politicians are trying to pass like these crazy ass like abortion bills so that it ends up going to the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court, they said, is friendly nowadays.
They think that the Supreme Court is friendlier nowadays. At least this is how I feel.
Hey, this is all opinion based, y'all. So do what you gotta do, girl. You ain't on Fox.
You guys know Brett Kavanaugh, that whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a new Supreme Court justice. He was the subject of like scandal.
No.
Nice.
Women were accusing him of, I can't remember if it was a rape or affair
Typical
or something.
politician shit.
Yeah,
okay.
Typical politician shit. And
right. We know how it goes.
he got elected, and so now I think these states are like, oh, we've got, he's very conservative. Obviously, Trump wanted him, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he's very anti-abortion, like very, very anti-abortion. So I think these states are trying to pull these big moves because they think they got this Brett Kavanaugh in the Supreme Court, and it's like, no, sweetie.
Yeah.
There's 7 Supreme Court justices.
Right.
They all have to.
That's true.
And
what's killing me about this, though, what's wild about this is I'm seeing pictures of these people like signing these bills, and they're like all smiles and shit, and there's actually women standing there with these guys like signing this bill, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, regardless of what your label is for politics, you're still a human being first. You're still a woman first. You would think that you wouldn't want the law to tell you what you can do with your own organs, your own body, your own... You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the fact that you're a Republican. Fuck the fact that you're a Democrat. Fuck the fact that you're Green Party, Tea Party, this party, my party, whoever. I'm just saying, the fact that you're a woman, that in itself should make you not want a bill. Why would you want somebody to be able to tell you that? Like, something like that. Or put somebody else in that situation. If a woman gets raped, she can't go get rid of the child. Like... She wasn't intentionally trying to have a child. Like, that wasn't even a one-night stand situation. That was just a fucked up situation. Right. You know what I mean? So,
I don't understand. The Alabama bill did not pass.
But the
Georgia one passed, but it has to go through legislature before it's enacted, and it's not going to, because there's going to be so much opposition that it has to go.
So?
Yeah, there's groups out there, advocates. I mean, abortion's a big thing. I mean, it still is. I mean, Roe v. Wade was in 1973. This is like a 45-year-old bill that they're thinking that all of a sudden it takes a lot to overturn existing legislature. Like,
yeah, it does. But my thing is just the fact that we even had to go down this road anyway. Like, why should we? It's none of your fucking business. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. Like,
people have agendas, and they're very.
Oh my god.
They're very pro-life,
right.
and they
they
think that, well, I don't even need the option of abortion, so you shouldn't either.
Right.
But that's just how they are. They're projecting their own beliefs onto people, and it's like, that's too much government control. That's why it's a topic. It's too much.
Well, something that I saw this meme, and most times the memes are like funny, but this actually like made a lot of sense. It was saying it had like a woman that was pregnant, and it had all these guys like yelling at her saying, oh, you can't abort that baby. That baby's past 6 weeks, blah, 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 blah. And so she ends up keeping the baby, and they have another split screen where she has the baby, and now those same guys are yelling at them talking about, you're gonna not just that, but they were like, oh, now you're gonna leech off the government now because you have this child and you need help, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, she didn't want the child, but your ass wouldn't let her fucking get rid of the child. So now the child's here, and now you're like, oh, it's all on you. But you're the reason why she couldn't abort the fucking child anyway.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's like you're putting women into this situation. What does it fucking matter? Like, that's my thing. Like, I just get so like annoyed by this. Like, why are we even having this conversation?
That shit pisses me off.
If she want to go get an abortion, let the lady go get an abortion. Shit, how many kids are in the fucking system right now?
A lot. Too many.
And we ain't even addressing that at all. Like, fuck them kids. Like, we already know that them kids ain't gonna go nowhere because we just treat them like shit. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because that's what we see. Right. I know people that work in these fields with these children. These kids are in a situation where they don't have a lot of opportunities. Nobody gives a fuck. They grow up and they're just all fucked up in the head and shit like that. And yeah, nobody's talking about that. But these same fucking politicians, they want to go adopt an African baby. The fuck you going all the way over there for? We got children right here. We got plenty of niños. Come get one. Come get one.
Yeah.
But you be quick to go tell me to go adopt a fucking puppy so he don't get vitiligo. The fuck do I give a fuck about that shit for? We got kids out here that need to be fucking taken care of, that need homes. And then how many times have we seen that kids can't even get into homes? Like if a parent really wants to like adopt, like the adoption process.
Well, where's the money gonna come from for this increase in hospital care? Because those bitches who aren't keeping that baby, they ain't paying their ER bill. They'll go in there during labor, get admitted in the ER, deliver, and they'll be released. And so who's gonna pay for that? Who's gonna pay for the foster care?
All of us.
Exactly.
It's gonna be all of us, and then they're gonna be.
We pay some. Well, I don't know how much we pay anymore, but we did have allocated funds for like Planned Parenthood. But I'm pretty sure Trump kind of trumped that.
Yeah, he probably did. Typical man. I hate it. She hates it. I'm just, glad that she's not one of those crazies that's like, yeah, I'm cool with it. Like, I really just can't imagine any woman out there that would be okay with this situation.
There are though.
I know, but that's why I'm like, damn, I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know why you think this is okay. Right. I wish that I could find one of them actually now that you mentioned it. Because I really want to know, like, what the fuck is your issue? Whatever.
I don't think you want to.
No, I don't. Well, actually,
like ultimately, you'll just get pissed off.
Oh, but that's when I'm at my best. So, speaking of women, do you know who Shonda Rhimes is? I'm sure you do because you watch one of her shows.
Grey's Anatomy.
There you go. So Shonda Rhimes. So as she said, one of her shows is Grey's Anatomy. The other show that she has is Private Practice and Scandal is another one of her shows. And also she executive produces How to Get Away with Murder. The reason why I brought her up though is because she is the first woman to create 3 hit shows with over 100 episodes each. Nice. So I say kudos to that. And she's a black woman, so hashtag black facts. So we had to give her props. I felt like it was appropriate to give her props on a show such as this. So your girl Shonda, and you watch her show. You watch one of her shows, so you're part of the reason why.
Well, I do watch Grey's Anatomy. I do watch How to Get Away with Murder.
I fell off
Scandal,
on that.
I did watch that. It's not on anymore.
It's not, and I just finished that one.
Scandal.
Yeah, I finally finished it.
And
good show.
I think she does The Resident too, but I also watched that.
I watched that show.
Yeah,
I think she might have a part in it, but I don't think it's like her show.
She didn't create it.
Right, yeah, she didn't create it per se. But she's a hell of an executive producer though. I mean, she's just good. Yeah. All her characters are like always like dynamic and unique, and they're not like the same kind of characters you see all the time, like kind of thing. Like stereotypical type characters.
Yeah. One thing I like and dislike that she does is she inserts current topics into her shows.
She does.
And on the one hand, I'm like, that's ballsy, and like kudos to you for just putting your opinion out there into a show. And on the other hand, I'm like, I don't want this.
Right,
I don't want
escape.
politics. Like, can we just like do some fake, like.
Right, you're like, I don't want to be like, and this is supposed to be television.
That's why I watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Oh my fucking God, the Game of Thrones. Y'all, you're into that too? Jesus, you know why I can't fuck with it? I can't fuck with medieval shit. I don't know why. I feel like I'm watching.
It's fantasy. It's not real.
I know, but if your main source of transportation is a horse, I don't want to watch it. I'm sorry.
There's dragons. There's a transportation by dragon in there.
Not making it any better. I remember when South Park was making fun of it, and they said all that Game of Thrones is dragons and tits. They was like, that's all it is.
What's wrong with that?
Where the ass at? I'm a black man. I gotta see some booties twerking. They twerking up in there?
There's some butts in there.
Oh, word?
There's not twerking. I don't think. That's probably why you don't like the medieval.
No,
I mean, they didn't know how to twerk.
They didn't know nothing about all that. They didn't get the slaves yet.
They just had tits and that's it.
Get the slave shit.
They didn't go get the slaves yet.
They just had tits and dragons back then.
Tits and dragons. That's all it's about. Tits and dragons. So I mean, speaking of another woman, so we got another woman in the news. Ayesha Curry. Good old Ayesha Curry. Wife of Steph Curry, which plays for the
Golden State Warriors.
There you go. I'm glad he filled that in. I knew it was Golden State something, but I didn't want to fuck it up and be like Golden State Bears or some shit. Like, niggas be like, what?
Golden State
He really
Bears.
don't know shit about nothing. Like, doesn't LeBron play on that team? No, I'm joking. So Ayesha Curry. So she came out and she ran into some problems because she basically said that she doesn't understand why men don't want her like they want Steph Curry. So this is what she actually said. This was her words, and I'm going to read the quote. So she says, something that really bothers me and honestly is giving me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that there are all these women throwing themselves at Steph, but me, like the past 10 years, I don't have any of that. Like I have zero. This sounds weird, but like male attention. That was all in the quote. I didn't say that. Then she went on to say, so then I begin to internalize it, and then I'm like, is there something wrong with me? And so because she said that, this caused a shitstorm of motherfuckers online, especially all these dudes. Like now, dudes are relationship experts. I'm like, y'all the main niggas cheating.
Right.
Y'all want to talk to somebody about a relationship?
Right.
Now all of a sudden, all these dudes trying to tell a woman how she should be. If you got a man, why you need attention from another man? It's like, relax. Let's start there. Relax. Secondly, my thing is she didn't say she wanted to fuck other men.
Right.
She just said attention. Because at the end of the fucking day, I don't care who you are and I don't care what your opinion is about this. As human beings, we love attention. Point blank, period.
Yes.
No matter how much we try to lie and say, oh, I don't give a fuck what people think. Yep. Bitch, please. If you didn't have attention, you die. We all want attention, whether it be from your cat, whether it be from your kid, your mans, your girlfriends, you want attention from somewhere.
Right.
So that's me speaking as a man on the outside perspective. But again, we have our female perspective here. So I wanted to ask you as a woman, like what your take is that if you being a woman, being able to relate to her maybe, I don't know, what were your thoughts on this whole situation with this? Like, do you agree with her? Do you think she's out of pocket?
I agree with her. I just think that man or woman, everyone has this primal sort of need. Like you were put on the earth to reproduce. You're doing so by attracting other mates. So inherently, you probably want to attract other mates. But as a human with emotions, you know that that's not okay if you're married.
Right.
But you know, she sees all these women hitting on her husband, and she doesn't get any male attention, so, you know, she gets kind of jealous and probably a little insecure because her husband's an NBA player.
Right.
So...
Right, and that's exactly what she said, and that's why I feel like it wasn't out of line.
No.
Because here's my thing, I think that even women that are in normal relationships that's not famous, that don't have like a shit ton of women throwing themselves at their husband, I think that even it may not be a big deal in that case because you don't really see it, it's not on an amplified level. But I feel like on her level, being at where she's at and the fact that they're famous and that he does get groupies that literally try to throw their pussies at his face, like obviously that's on a higher level.
She wants some dick pics. I mean, throw me a dick pic every once in a while.
Send me your number, girl. Just saying. That's it. That's how you want it. Like, but here's the thing, Ayesha Curry is good looking, so the fact that she's
a beautiful woman, man.
It's crazy because she's fine as fuck. I always thought Ayesha Curry was fine as fuck. So when she was like, I don't get attention from men, I was shocked because I thought that men would be hitting on her.
She probably just does. Well, I guess there are different levels of attention. You know, you can notice people noticing you, and then there's just straight up like you're getting hit on or groped or whatever.
Right. Now, here's an interesting thing that I seen a lot of women bring up when they was like kind of chastising her for this. They said that she, not too long ago, she had been like coming down on women who wear scantily clad clothes or things like that. Like she was kind of, and I saw some old tweets that they had posted from her, and she was talking about how, oh, I look at the fashion now, and it's like, the fashion is barely there. Like, where's all the clothes at? It feels like all these women are just kind of wearing whatever with all their, you know, shit hanging out, so to speak. I mean, obviously this isn't verbatim, but that was basically what she was getting at. And she was like, well, for me, I'm going to choose to, you know, wear clothes that cover me, like, fuck this fashion stuff that they're not going to dress me right, you know, and all this other stuff. Do you think that knowing that her thoughts on something like that with women that do wear smaller clothing or scantily clad clothing, do you think that her speaking out on that previous to this situation may have harmed is the reason maybe why she's getting backlash for this, because people are probably looking at it like, well, now you're saying on one hand you don't want that kind of attention, because usually when women dress like that, they get shit ton of attention from men. But when you don't, you know, you most likely won't get a guy's attention. So do you think that changes the perspective?
Not for me. I mean, everyone's free to say what they want. I don't think she was degrading women. I think she was just like
stating her opinion.
Yeah, she wasn't even talking about the models or the women. I feel like she was watching a fashion show or
maybe
magazine
like
or something
like,
and was like, what is this garbage? That's what
it sounded like to me. Yeah. And I mean, it was just those few tweets. I don't know what else she said previously.
Yeah, and I don't know either.
I just know that a lot of women had said that she was coming down on women in the previously. So they were like, well, how are you going to come down on women, but then you're going to turn around and say something like this? And then she was talking about the fact that how she's a mom. So the mom factor, I think, plays a part into it too, because she is all about her kids. She's always being in mommy mode. And I feel like, I know you're not necessarily a mom, but you're a stepmom. So
I've never gone through pregnancy.
Right. But the point is that one of the things that she said is like, you know, I'm a mom with 3 kids. And after you go through something like that, you start to feel like, are you still desired?
I think it has to do a lot with, so when you go through pregnancies, I mean, you went through a couple with your wife. I mean, your body just changes.
No wife.
And I think with such a focus on bodies too, and I think just the fact that her husband's an NBA player, she's probably just it makes her more insecure. You know, men don't have to go through pregnancy; their bodies don't change like that.
Right, and when you're pregnant,
and it's out of your control.
Yeah,
I mean, certain things.
Yeah, but you have a lot of emotion that goes with that too. So imagine being pregnant and then seeing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seeing like, and I mean, it's not like they're getting like some fuglies that's throwing themselves at. I mean, you're getting some of the like baddest looking women in the game,
right,
like trying to come at them, and they're coming at him with like making sure that their hair is did, that their nails is did, they making sure they smell good, like they come in hella correct. So I can understand why she would be.
He ain't really worried about.
Have you seen some of these Instagram? Okay, so yeah.
Insta hose.
Yeah.
Insta thought.
Hey, it's cool with me. Do you, boo boo? So, I mean, yeah, so that's my take on it. But I do like this, though. Steph Curry actually came out and defended her, which I thought, at this point, everybody should shut the fuck up at this point. Right. Like, leave her alone, because if her own husband, he's supporting her, and this is what he said. He said, I'm proud of you for being authentic and putting yourself out there, not being afraid of the potential bullshit and nonsense that could and did come at you. He added that there are way more positive than negative with all of this, so keep being you. I love you. So we should shut it down at this point. That's how I feel. I feel like nobody else has anything to say, because I feel like most men were kind of jumping at her because they were trying to cape for Steph. Right. Like, they're like, yo, your wife is out of pocket, man. Like, she trying to get attention from other dudes, but he's cool with it. Like, he's not even mad about what she says. Right. So then it makes you go back and think, like, is this really a big deal? Like, you should really just shut, like, is there really anything to say at this point?
I really don't. Why do people care?
That's why? Thank you.
Does their relationship affect you?
Thank you.
Pretty much.
Right. No, it does not.
Oh, it's just like how the Beyonce thing.
Steph Curry is not leaving her for you because she wants some male attention.
Right, exactly. No, you're not going to get it. You're never going to get it. But it's just like the whole like Beyonce thing at Coachella. I don't know if you saw this, but people were legit mad about how much Beyonce got paid at Coachella versus Ariana Grande. How you mad about somebody else's check? Like, how you mad? Like, they was like, oh, how did Ariana Grande get $8 million and Beyonce only got $4 million? Why?
Who cares?
Thank you. I'm like, that's none of your fucking money. Like,
that's not $4 million in my pocket.
I'm like, oh yeah, but let's not forget the $60 million deal she made with Netflix, which is the reason why my Netflix price went up. Right. Thank you, Beyonce, for making Netflix higher.
What was the deal she made with Netflix?
You know how she's got that damn concert on here? Oh, it was a big fucking deal. It was everywhere. Even Netflix called themselves Bayflix the day it came out. I'm not kidding. On Twitter, they literally, the official Netflix account said, we are now Bayflix, because she's got a documentary and her concert is now exclusively on Netflix, and she has like, I think she's got to do 2 more documentaries or something. They're paying her $60 million for that deal.
man, fandom is crazy.
It is $60 million to one person.
Give so much shit about this person that you don't fucking know.
Right?
Thank you.
Why do we want
to put their whole life into this girl?
Right. Oh, what
is Beyonce that fascinating? Like, does she have a fascinating backstory? Because I just don't. What's her documentary about? I'm amazing and I'm rich.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I like some of her music. I like Jay-Z. I like them as a come up. But you're not a super fan. You're not part of Beehive.
Her documentary.
Yeah, you're not part of Beehive, basically. Like, it's been sitting on my Netflix, and Netflix has been trying to shove this shit down my throat ever since it came out. As soon as I turn on Netflix, I see Beyonce's face right there. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm good.
See, I watch true crime shows,
right?
Historical dramas. So they're like, that bitch does not want to watch Beyonce.
Right? They're like, nah, we don't think she likes
Live PD. So.
Oh yeah,
they know you're black. They like Beyonce.
That's what it's looking at my history. They're like, oh, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams. Oh, he's black.
He likes black people shit.
Yeah, he likes black people shit. Oh, but speaking of some crazy shit, so I would have to say that, there's a certain thing called platinum pussy. And I feel you should see her face right now. She's like, whoa. We got to give it to this lady. And this happened in Florida. Remember I told you Florida's always got some fucked up shit going on? I'm going to tell you why I call this lady that I say this woman's got platinum pussy. She somehow stashed 7 syringes in her vagina.
Ew.
How big?
7, like legit actual size syringes. Like that's the kind of syringes you use to like do drugs with. She had 7 of them stored in her vagina.
Why?
Now bullshit. Let me read.
So why though?
So, and it happened at a Burger King in Florida. I fucking tell you, man, Florida's a shit. So the Burger King, employees called the cops because they said they heard a quote unquote snarling woman behaving erratically in the restaurant toilets. And then they later found out that she had the cops. So they called the cops and they said that she kept yelling from the toilets. And when they called her and deputies were called, she refused to leave. So then when they went to check on her, they did a consent to pat her down and they felt something hard in her crotch area. At which point the cop told them, or the lady had said that she had fucked up. So she has showed several signs of narcotics use. So she's on drugs. That's probably why she didn't feel any pain. And she was given several chances to tell them what the contraband was, but she refused. So they ended up arresting her, taking her to jail. When they took her to jail, that's when she ended up removing all 7 syringes filled with some kind of clear liquid from her vagina in the presence of 4 deputies.
Wow.
So like what happened to the needle? Does the needle have like a cover on it?
I'm assuming the needle. Yeah, I think that the needles have covers because I know a lot of times, like whenever I go to the doctor, I see the nails always have the needle part always has like some kind of cover on it.
Yeah, I just don't know how druggies do it. So
right, that's true, and that's the thing. You never know. She could just be raw dogging it with the needle. I don't know. No protection. Like
she'd be bleeding profusely.
That's why I said. But then this is what's even crazier. So the charges that she got, she would have had a bail of $300. But because of the syringe thing, they said that it bumped it all the way up by $5,000. So they charged her. I would have let her go just for that, because that's a talent. That's talent, man. I mean, how can you even? I don't even know. I don't have a vagina, so I don't even know how that would.
Can you see the face I'm making? This whole story, I'm like,
right. You look like how guys look when we see like a guy's nuts getting hit or something like that, or when we see a guy like hit his balls on something and we're like, oh. Like
I felt that.
That's what Tara's looking like right now. Like, I don't even understand. She didn't have it wrapped in anything. Like, how sometimes if women are gonna like shove something up there, they put in like a condom or something to cover it.
I don't know what women do to shove shit up there. Honestly, I don't.
She's like, actually,
I've never seen that one.
Well, you never seen it on any of your crime shows? Like the women like shoving shit in their vaginas trying to hide stuff?
No, but there was this one serial killer that had a bunch of nails in his.
Oh God.
I think it was his between the balls and the.
Oh, and his taint?
Yeah, like that. What? Like he got off on pain and he would like they found it like because he had to get an X-ray because he was like sick or he was starting to get sick or something. So they found him that way.
Wait. Slow down. I'm trying to understand it. Were they inside of him, or were they just like, was he like poking himself?
No, they were like inside.
Oh God!
I'd have to go back, but
he probably shoved him.
He did. Yeah. You're welcome, everyone. Albert Fish, Google.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, like I have never heard of. I just didn't think that would.
And this was like in the 1900s, I think. That's just some like old.
Yeah, you watching like Jack the Ripper type shit. Like you trying to find him?
This I heard on a podcast.
They never called him.
Oh, you said what?
I said they never called him.
Okay. This is another thing I saw that we got to talk about. Okay, I don't know if you saw this online, but it's been like this big debate, and I've been watching this in passing. So just as you know, you're scrolling through social media, you just kind of see a theme going on, and people are starting to talk about this. Have you seen the story about people arguing about whether they wash their legs in the shower or not?
No.
Yes, this has become a big ass societal debate. I'm not even kidding.
People don't wash their legs?
Yes, there is people. I'm not kidding you. There are people who are literally arguing the point as to why they don't wash their legs in the shower. And
are they like, oh, I washed the top and just let it like fall down?
No, they're not even saying that. They were actually coming down on us clean people who actually do clean our legs. They were like, well, how fucking dirty are you that you have to clean your legs in the shower? Normal dirty, bitch. It's called taking a shower. What you mean? How fucking dirty do I gotta be? What, I gotta have mud on my legs to clean my legs? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
that's crazy.
And it's an actual debate. Like, people are like, oh, I only use soap, and I just use soap on my face, and that's it. They were like, oh yeah, sometimes I just go like a week without even taking a shower. Because you know what it is? It's all these fucking new agey people that's like, oh, deodorant's bad, it gives you cancer. Soap is bad, it gives you cancer. Somebody tried to say that they don't take a shower that often because it's bad for your skin. I was like, have you seen black people? Because we take showers like a motherfucker and we glow. Okay, I'm just saying. Let's be real here. I mean, I'm pretty sure you take a shower all the time and you wash your legs. You look fine, so I don't understand how is it so bad. I mean, all these motherfuckers in the world and everybody looks okay.
The same people who don't wash their legs are the ones at the gym who just reek.
Yes.
They don't even smell themselves because that's just how they smell.
Right.
They just stink.
Yeah, they smell like old asparagus.
Right.
Next time you should be like, do you wash your legs?
You should ask them because they said, oh, and that was the other thing. They said, oh, and there was some people that said, oh, I only wash my legs if I go to the gym and if I sweat on my legs. So even then, they won't wash their legs unless they sweat on their legs.
Wow.
And I'm like, huh? I don't even get that. Like, you're standing up in a shower. Your legs are part of your body. Like, you just stop. Like, you just like, oh, I can't go down there. Like, that's it. Like, and then I started to wonder about your private parts because what's between your legs? Are you cleaning that too? I hope so.
Right?
I really hope so. I mean, I'm not asking you personally, but...
They probably don't. I mean, honestly, I was on Reddit when I told you I was on Reddit the other day. There was this one chick that she was asking about vagina smell. And these people are like, did you switch soaps recently? Because, like, soaps can make it smell more. And people are like, I've been told to just use water to just... wash it down there. It doesn't need anything else. And then more other people are like, I've been using soap on my vagina for like ever, and my vagina doesn't stink.
Right, they're like, I'm good. So
what the fuck you doing?
But I've read that plenty of times though, where like I've seen like studies and stuff that have been done where they say that women aren't supposed to use any kind of like.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to use like douches or anything like that. Like stuff that's on the inside, like you're really not supposed to clean it because. I think there's certain like maybe medical reasons you should, but I mean that thing's just
like just normal.
That thing's a self-cleaning oven. Like you're not.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Let it do its job. Wash the outside, and then.
So yeah,
you don't need to do an interior job, just an exterior.
She's like, you're good. You're good,
yeah,
girl.
No, we don't need to go under the hood. Just leave it alone.
She's like, you're good. Now go put it on them, girl. So
seriously.
Man, that's how it goes down. So you were speaking about Reddit. And we had talked earlier this week about some of the stuff. And you were looking on Reddit at the paper straw situation. Yeah. I gotta ask y'all, why in the fuck did someone think that the solution to plastic straws was paper straws in a liquid?
Paper straws?
Did y'all niggas ever have science in school? Like, just something sitting in like a drink. Now, I'm upset about it, not just because I know about it. I actually had to deal with these paper straws before. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, they try to have like some kind of coating on it to try to keep it from fraying in your drink, which is the other problem. But you put it in your drink and it still frays anyway. It starts from the bottom and then it just slowly starts to fray. And now you got pieces of fucking cardboard in your drink. Yay, so I can save the fucking planet. Like, now I gotta carry around straws with me? Because paper straws are fucking... No, we need a better solution to paper straws. We can do better.
The stupid thing is that you're sticking this paper straw into a plastic fucking lid.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of...
Right?
She's right, y'all. I didn't even think about that. That is on point. I have nothing to follow that up with because that was just so
Plastic is very bad for the environment, but honestly, like, can we as human beings just stop being garbage? Like, can we just throw our stuff, like, not on the street?
Yeah, there's so many ways to go about this, but I mean, in this day and age, don't we have we should have the technology nowadays where we should be able to make some kind of a straw that's not going to be bad for the environment.
Biodegradable.
Yeah, something that's biodegradable. And paper, I'm sorry, just ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Putting paper in a liquid, that automatically should have stopped the whole idea. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know why scientists that's supposed to be smart sat around and was like, yeah, this good.
Those wasn't the smart. Those wasn't the A-list scientists working that day.
Calm down.
Well, on Reddit, someone did bring up that there are cornstarch-based straws that work well. I don't know. I haven't encountered a paper straw.
I've never even heard of that, but that sounds like something that
I
would
will never
dissolve.
ever use a paper straw.
You said what?
I said I will never ever use a paper straw.
Well, you might have to if you go to a restaurant, but they might. Well, you don't have to use it. They give it to you. You don't have to use it though.
Right.
So
when you were talking about Florida earlier, it reminded me of this other story I found on Reddit where this guy, they started putting the straws behind the counter so that people weren't wasting straws.
Oh yeah, okay.
And he flipped out and he's like yelling at her, and then he reaches over the counter and grabs her by her shirt.
Oh shit.
Yelling at her, and so she starts hitting him.
I saw that.
That was crazy. I was like,
what? All over some straws?
Yeah.
So
seriously,
the guy was mad at the woman because she hid the straws in the bag.
Because McDonald's wanted the straws behind the counter. Yeah.
McDonald's has been hella cheap these past like 10 years.
Well, I think it's just as part of the solution to like the whole straw issue, so that people aren't wasting straws when they are plastic. I think that's what they were intending to do. But stuff does cost money. I used to work in a restaurant. We didn't want people wasting stuff either. So.
Hell no. But
when you go to those restaurants and you got the little straw dispensers,
oh my God,
there's always like 10 on top. You got to throw those away.
Exactly, that's true. It does become a lot of waste.
Wasteful.
That is true. But nonetheless, well, like I said, we're here in the future, so we should have something. If we can have, if we can have drones that deliver shit, we can't fix the straw problem? I just feel like there's some things that like
Flex Seal.
Right, Flex Seal. Make a Flex Seal straw. I'm sure it's biodegradable. But okay, so I told y'all about the segment. I gotta go into this now because I brought it up. So I gotta go into my What a Time to Be Alive segment. # What a Time to Be Alive. I just had to say it like that because I felt like it. So Google, in case y'all don't know this, Google is actually trying to have drones deliver packages to people, like from like Amazon or whatever. They said that they will start delivering commercial packages weighing up to 3 pounds for local businesses, and they will have an 11-pound vertical aircraft that will do the heavy lifting. And apparently, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, he has a vaccine drone delivery service called Zipline, and is capable of sending 600 drones a day to 2,000 healthcare facilities across Ghana, which is pretty fucking badass. Also, they said that surgeons at the University of Maryland Medical Center received a donor kidney via a drone delivery in April, and it was successfully transplanted into a patient. And it was the first time ever that a drone was used to drop off an organ for a transplant.
Wow.
What a time to be a fucking live right there.
Yeah, man.
Think about this. All that time, because you know how hard it is to get an organ for someone. Like, when somebody needs an organ, you on a waiting list, you gonna die. For the most part, I mean, unless you got money or you're in a position of power.
To people who has money.
But this drone thing could change the game. It really could, you know what I mean? Because it can get like stuff there. My only concern is I'm thinking about weather. Like, what if it's rainy? What if the drone would have dropped the kidney? Like,
I'm sure that in weather conditions, they just use a helicopter.
Yeah.
That's how it usually goes. It's helicopter.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. But here's the other thing, though. This is where they're trying to take it now. So now that we have this technology that they know that drones can actually carry packages and carry things, now they're trying to do air taxis. I wish I was lying to you.
Air taxis?
Yes. Uber has a program called Uber's Elevate Pro. It just had to be fucking Uber, didn't it? Uber's Elevate program. It hopes to have drones picking up passengers in cities, including Dallas and Los Angeles, within a decade. So you could be calling an Uber.
Drones picking up passengers.
People, yeah, like actual people.
Like where we're gonna get in a net and they're just gonna bloop.
Just like that.
Oh,
just chilling.
Fuck that.
Yeah, like who wants to do
like
that?
You're in a
Hell no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like who wants to sit in a drone? You just gonna trust that? Like, man, you better put me in a safe box.
Because he's white.
I don't even trust a fucking self-driving car. Why would I trust a drone?
Shit.
That's white people shit. Hashtag white people shit. I mean, Uber, I know that you're trying to be on the front lines at technology.
I don't trust a fucking self-driving car. Why would I trust a drone?
Thank you. They can't even get the self-driving cars right. Now you want a drone to fly somebody in the air? I'm just waiting for that first drop.
Right?
I'm just waiting for that first drop. Because as soon as they drop somebody, the whole thing is going out the window.
Right?
That's what they did here in Arizona. They shut down the Uber self-driving program in Tempe because they ran over somebody.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, so sorry about that. We're just going to go ahead and leave your city now. Like, they just pulled out everything. Like, they just fucking left.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, they killed people and then they left. So,
They just run
like,
people over?
whatever. Yeah, I know. So, I had... Speaking, going back to the shower thing, this is something that I had to ask since we are talking about showers and you're white. Is using a rag in the shower or the bath, is that like a minority thing? Is that not something that white people are like taught growing up? Because I know for some reason, I'm just gonna tell you my experience. I'm not generalizing everybody. This is from what I've seen. I always see that white people use like their hand to shower or bathe or something like that. But whenever I see like a black person, a Hispanic person, like any kind of minority, like we using rags, we making sure we scrubbing down and all this other stuff. So I just want to know, is it a cultural thing?
How many people you watch in the shower?
I was in the military.
I'm just kidding.
So there's that. He can tell you. He knows that you see way more than you probably ever want to see. So, oh yeah, I shower with a lot of men. There you go. It's on record now.
I don't know if it's a minority thing.
Do you use a rag when you shower? Do you use I'm not trying to get in your personal business. But...
I use a loofah.
I know y'all love that shit. I fucking hate those things.
I love my loofah.
Such a white girl thing to say, I love my loofah. Sipping on my Starbucks.
It's another basic thing. I don't know. Rags.
Like
I don't remember if I ever used one when I was younger. I feel like it's just an old school thing. I feel like that's what people used to wash. They didn't have no loofahs, and they probably didn't take like actual showers. Like they just kind of like wiped themselves off with rags. Like I think that's probably where it comes from.
Maybe, but I just feel like all the shit. No, but I see people even now when I still see the difference. Like white people will not use a rag to shower, but I will see minorities using a rag to shower. So I always used to joke about it and say, oh, this must be like a minority or black people thing, and maybe white people aren't taught today. That's why I wanted to ask you, but you kind of confirmed it for me because you've never really, a loofah, yes, but I mean like, I haven't even seen people use that. I've seen people not even use a loofah. Like they legit just use their hand, which I never understood.
Yeah, I don't know the hand thing. I guess if you're using a bar of soap, I use body wash, so I'm like, would you just like, and then
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen guys do that where they literally will put it in their hand like soap, like they're gonna wash their hands, but then they start washing their body. I'm like, yo, ass ain't clean, bruh. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, I almost want to throw a rag at that nigga. Like, take this, man. Shit, clean yourself. Talking about you going out.
I think I don't use like a washcloth because I feel like they get dirtier faster. You just have to make sure you wash them every week.
Well, yeah.
I don't wash my towels every week.
Oh. Well, I mean, you don't have to wash that towel every week. I mean, you should have more towels so you don't have to...
It's still weird for me.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's a cultural thing. I think that you just confirmed it for me. Okay. I think that you did. And it's okay. I understand cultural differences are a thing. I'm not going to hate on you for it. I just wanted to see if that was a thing. Your husband is Hispanic. Does he use Does he use some kind of like wiping source? Or does he use his hand?
He uses a sponge.
He uses a sponge, not a loofah.
Not a loofah.
Not a loofah. Wait, so he using a sponge like a kitchen sponge, like a 3M sponge?
Yep.
With the green side and the yellow side.
Yeah, he uses the one that's all scrubbed.
Oh god.
The coarse side.
Oh my god, I feel sorry for his balls.
Yeah.
He's just. He's like, I ain't never got a shave. Just rubs right off.
Scotch. No, he uses a sponge. It's a round sponge, and it's just a sponge through and through. Like, what's it called? Sea sponge?
Oh, a sea sponge. That sounds
It looks like it's a circle, and it's like this thick, but it's just sponge.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those. It was just funny when you said sponge. I was like, the first thing I thought of was like those little 3M like kitchen sponges. Like, they get all hard and shit. Like,
our kids use sponge or
loofahs.
Loofahs, though.
Yeah,
I think.
You know why I don't like? Well, you
They're
like
supposed to.
You like? I hope.
I mean, we had to teach them not too long ago to wash their feet.
Oh wow. Well, I mean, they're still grown boys, so that's stuff that they gotta.
Like, really?
They
you didn't think you needed to wash that part?
It's probably think about it.
It's the nastiest part of a growing boy.
Yeah, but as you're growing up though, like there's certain parts of your body that you don't have like odor problems with right away, and then when you start to have them, like they probably don't even realize it because they're so used to not.
Right.
Like bathing those parts of them, or maybe they didn't think it was a concern. Like underarms and stuff like that. Like they don't think, up until what age they start smelling? Like 10? I don't know. Something like that. I still got young kids, so they don't smell just yet. So they getting there. Oh, I know they're gonna get there. But I'm teaching them young. And yes, they use rags. God damn it. You better clean your. I remember my son one time told me that he didn't use a rag. I said, what? Yeah. I said, oh no. You gonna use rags in this house. Right. You gonna clean that. We got a motto in this house. No stinky boys in this house. That's the motto that we have. And they know it, I know it, and they taught young. So whew, thank God for that. So I want to say thank you for being here. Definitely want to have you on again. We running on time here, so I don't want to keep everybody all night because I know y'all got shit to do. I know you got shit to do. I'm sure you got shit to do. She needs to go get attention from her husband, not from some other man out on the street, Ayesha. But call me though. If you want news, call me. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Like I said, I try to leave you on a positive note, but understand this: summertime is coming. You're ready. Get your ass out there, jump in that pool, rip them clothes off, and show it off, girl. And same thing for the men, because I know men. How many times have you gone to a pool and seen men at the pool with like shirts on and shit? It's like, bro, we know you're big. You're not hiding nothing. The best is when they got a white shirt on and they get in the pool. It's like, now you Nick, really? I know what hue your nipples are right now.
I know your bra size.
Right. It's like, but the thing is, I'm not hating on you, but my thing is why? It's pointless. Right. Just take the shirt off. Enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself, people. It's summertime. Get out there, enjoy yourself. All that good shit. So with that being said, I'm out. It's your boy HL. Last time I forgot to give y'all my social media. I know y'all probably heard it before, but we get some new listeners sometimes. So on Instagram, you can hit me up at h.l.productions. That's pretty much it. You can hit me up on Facebook too. Facebook.com/HL Productions. You just search HL Productions on Facebook. And that should take you to that page too for the podcast. Quiet Kev, he has social media that he never uses. And Tara, I don't know if she wants her social media even put out there. So you're not trying to get any extra attention from any other men out there?
That's a no for me.
She said it's a no for me, dog. Okay, so we all about to be out this piece. So we'll holler at y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. Cheer.
Woo. Peace.
I like it a lot.